So we've got some bad news, unfortunately. Della Vabora is out injured. So he's gone for a month, which obviously is a big blow when we're trying to qualify for the Champions League. And also, Leicester met Tosic's release fee. No further questions. No, that's it. We're done.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie and welcome back to Jarun on The Impossible Dream. Today it is Season 8, Episode 2. We face Dinamo in the league, a chance to take an early advantage over them. And then it is the first leg against Rennes in Champions League qualifying. Third qualifying rounds was where we fell last year, of course, to RB Leipzig. If we win, we go into the playoff round. If we lose, we're straight into the Europa League. So it's at least a decent silver lining. What doesn't really have a silver lining is this. Leicester City came in, they met Tosic's release fee. I am hoping, very much hoping that he rejects them. I don't think he will. I think the wages will be enough and he'll go. In hindsight, as Damien said in the comments, should we have just accepted a bid with a 50% sell on, even if it was, like 3 million? Yes, in hindsight we should have. I was hoping beyond hope that we would have been able to convince him to stay, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Now, to rub salt into the wounds here, we've also got a bit of a bad injury, certainly in terms of position. And that is to David Della Vabora. Now, it's a twisted ankle, 2 to 4 weeks. Now, he's already been out for essentially a week. It was about a month out when it happened. So I'm hoping we get closer to this 2-week margin, and we might even get him back for the second leg against Rennes. Though that is probably very, very wishful thinking, which means Rupnik, the brand new left back, he needs to come in and hit the ground running for us. We need him, basically, to do a very good job for us in Europe. Now, there are some games to catch you up on. There is 2, in fact. One in the league, the second leg against Austria Vienna. The league game first, and that was against Variston. We went ahead thanks to Renokia. And it was 2-0 when Matenovic picked out Akbazli, before Skoko added a third before half-time. Dekic picked out Skoko's run to make it 4-0. But Variston pulled one back. So we did really control the game, to be honest. The XG tracker, you can see there, makes it look like it was a fairly even game. It really wasn't. We were comfortable in the first half, and then the second half was sort of just cruise control. So, yeah, a little bit surprised, looking back now to see that the XG was so close, because it didn't feel like that sort of a game, but maybe they just had one or two probably good, or one really good chance there that possibly should have been a goal, and that makes it look a little bit better maybe than it was for them. So anyway, that's 3 points done in the league. Second leg against Austria Vienna, we were of course 6-0 up after the first leg, so we could give some other players a chance. Let's see if they took it. Kolendenak's pinball effort gave us the lead. Siraj slipped in Kakavenga for our second, before Torres crossed for Vicenton to make it 3-0 at half-time. Austria Vienna pulled one back, and then they got a second, before making it 3-3 on the night, and then taking the lead. So we somewhat fell apart in the second half. It was after we made a bunch of subs, so in a way it was I don't say understandable, but there was a reason for it. You can see Tornitsky, a centre-back, didn't really come on and do that well. Ilic, who we saw at right-back last season, didn't do particularly well. Novak, in sort of that defensive midfield role, didn't do particularly well. Baza, an attacking midfielder, came on for Siraj and didn't do that well. And then Turpic got some game time. He didn't really have much he could have done, to be honest. It was going a little bit wrong behind him. So that's that. We knew we were through anyway, and disappointing to lose on the night, but ultimately it was still a very, very comfortable aggregate win. So just a very quick update on the league table. We are 2 from 2. Dinamo have won 1 and lost 1. That loss, well, you can see there, they've won 1-0 at home to Rijeka, and they lost to Gorica, who we beat on the first game of the season, of course. So let's go and see what we're doing. We are at Dinamo, so it's a 4-3-3 that we're expecting from them. They do have the same manager that they had last season, and this is a team we're sending out. I'm very tempted to play Tosic, hoping he gets a serious injury, and the team's back out of it, but he just doesn't quite. He's not going to last long enough. So we've got to be a little bit sensible here. So Jantunen is going to be the goalkeeper. I've got to say, early impressions are very hit and miss from him, but he's still settling in. Banasek and Triantis will be the back two. Dekic and Borchman is going to play left wing back. He can cross a ball. He is doing us a job. He's doing us a favour right now because we have the injury. Shithole and Bosniak and Renokia in midfield behind Siraj, Akbarsli and Visinton. So we can see the team sheets there. Unfortunately for us, I don't recognize, I mean there's names there, but I don't recognize any body that is new particularly. Go out there and impress me. Alright, we've got a new assistant manager, Turu Flores, who is Argentinian, and I want to say he was manager of like Sevilla or one of those sort of upper mid-table teams in Spain at one point. So, yeah, unfortunately, as I said, we do have to kind of favour the Champions League right now because that is big money for us, whereas we've seen before we can chase Dinamo down if we have to. I think we've got a stronger squad in general than we usually do, so, and we're already 3 points ahead of them, so there's a lot to say. If we win this, obviously it's huge, but we've got to favour the Rennes game as much as possible. Now, Skoko won Player of the Month, which in truth was the first 2 games of the season. So well done to him. And that's pretty much it. Transfer window obviously is still ongoing. We have had a bid come in for Matanovic. Rotherham really want him for some reason. But look, I know why they want him. He's a good player. But yeah, Matanovic is the one I'm a little bit reluctant to sell just because of the jumping reach, and you know we know that he can score a lot of goals for us, particularly in the league. So yeah, I'm more reluctant to sell him. I'm kind of hoping we get a big bid in for Visinton. That's sort of my hope, and then I think we're going to have to sell Phillip because when I'm picking teams, he's sort of 6th choice, and we don't need that many choices. As is it Visinton? Oh, it's taken a block, so we've got a corner out of that. We will, of course, maintain the right to Philip Burgers. That's part of the deal. As Triantis, he gets his first of the season. It looks like a first league goal for him as well, and it is 1-0 at Dinamo, and that's a good header, isn't it? Triantis is. He's causing me some problems because we have promised him that if we get a bid of 3.8 million, we'll sell him. Now, obviously, with Tosic looking like he's on his way out, I don't really want to sell Triantis. If Triantis and Tosic both leave, we'll have to sign somebody, I think, because we'll have then Williams, and then we're looking at someone like Borchman or this guy or Banasek as being first choice. And whilst I think they will probably get there, I don't think they're quite there yet. There's a good ball to find Siraj. If he's onside, it's a cracking goal. The assist on that was sensational. It was a good finish as well. But whose pass was it? Is it Bosniak? Banasek? Or no, it's Sithole. No, it is Bosniak. Oh, it's a cracking pass. And what about that first time finish? That's a cracking goal. 2-0. And we've come straight back. Alright, well, I didn't get a chance to tell him to focus. Hopefully, they're a little bit punch drunk and we can get a third here, but that's not suggesting that's the case, as Yatunen makes a decent save. Alright, this is going fairly well, I would say. Especially considering it is not a complete second string side, because there's players like Siraj, Bosniak, Triantis to a point as well, Visinton and Akbarsli. I wouldn't consider them out and out second teamers. It sort of depends on the situation. I think we've got to don't get complacent here. But I mean, it's certainly not first choice, is it? So that is huge. If we can come here and get a win with look, as I said, it's not second string, but it's certainly not first string. Then that would be magnificent. We've got Renokia taking a corner. It's floated in towards the back post. Triantis again. Oh, it's an Australian hero, and it is 3-0. We are destroying Dinamo in their own backyard. Another ball to the back post. Triantis is there. They can't cope with him. He hasn't even had a free kick yet. Wait till he starts whacking those things around. 12 shots to 4. And it is 3-0. Alright, now, do we want to start and make any changes here? This is Sven Baza that we've seen. He's a promising player, came through the academy. Good vision, the passing's his problem. But we might... I mean, I'm very reluctant. Strained wrist ligaments, you'll be fine. You'll be able to play football with that. As Borchman, ball in. Oh, what about the cross from makeshift wingback Borchman on a plate for Akbazli? It is now 4-0. This ball in, he can do it. He is left-footed and he does have good crossing. But that's spectacular, and Akbazli could miss. Alright, so we can probably rest some players that might be useful to have around in Europe. So let's take off Siraj for Baza. Dekic on a booking. We'll take him off for Ilic. And then I wonder Triantis if we take him off for Skolabar as well. Give them all some praise. And, yeah, I mean, it's just going very well, isn't it? Are we at the point we could take Brigic on for Sithole? And then that'll probably be enough. What we don't want to do is completely change the side. Although if we made 5, we might have 1 left, which is probably worth keeping for an injury in any case. So the subs have taken the sting out of the game for us, but ultimately it didn't matter. 4-0 we've come to Dinamo and absolutely smacked them. Baza's doing a little bit better this time. I mean, we haven't seen highlights, so we're sort of trusting whatever the match stats are that determine all these sorts of match rating things. It would be very nice to keep a clean sheet, though. I've got to say, Ilic can't quite get to that. We're putting some decent pressure on them here, though. And I mean, this is gonna really, considering they just lost to Gorica, they're gonna be they're having our sort of start to the year, aren't they? They're going to be sort of buried down the bottom of the table. Their goal difference isn't going to look great, although this highlight's going nowhere, which usually means it's going to end in something. Renokia tries to get back. Benasek tries to get across. It goes flying into the fans behind the goal. And that's probably their best highlight of the game, isn't it? Huge. This has been a massive, massive result for us. We'll stay top of the league. Dinamo will be buried. And, well, buried in the table, I mean. So well done. That's it's just gone brilliantly. So there we go. We're 3 from 3. Dinamo's 1 from 3. They've got a -4 goal difference to our +9. We've got a nice little head-to-head advantage over them now as well. So yeah, they're hammered and they're on the back foot, which is great. Borchman in his wrist ligaments, he'll be fine. Triantis, a double from the centre-back. That's always nice to see, isn't it? And, well, that's that. It is Rennes next. I think we host the first leg, so we need to be in a good place going to France. Alright, welcome back. It has happened. Tosic has gone to Leicester for 4.8 million, and look at this. 72 million is the value. Oh, I've stuffed up, haven't I? I've made a massive mistake here, really. Because what I've done is I've confused us in Season 8 with us in, like, Season 15, where we might have a chance of fighting off Premier League teams, and it could cost us tens of millions of pounds. So, yeah. I guess lesson learned, a very difficult one, but we'll try and replace him. You can see we've already got some bids going in, so we'll try and replace him and see what happens. But yeah, I'll show you him if he happens. But that's just a little bit. I'm more annoyed at myself. As much as disappointed to have lost him, I'm more annoyed at myself that I should have been. Obviously, he was going to leave. So anyway, Champions League football. It's Rennes. We're expecting a 4-3-3 out of them, and this is the team that we're sending out. It is Yutunun in goal. It is Triantis and Williams. They are our new first choice centre back partnership. Torres and Rupnik will be going down the wings. Jakic, Palumbo, Kakovenga, Skoko, Burkic, and Avia are the rest of the team. All right, so we can see the team sheets here. Roby is on their bench. Now, I can tell you that, where is he? This guy here, this Backstrom, we played him last year, I think, or he was played for AIK Gothenburg, or whatever it is, AIK, the Swedish side, because I tried to sign him, and he wouldn't join us, and then he ended up going to Rennes. So, let's show you what we're capable of doing here. I can get on board with that. We are at home. Ideally, we want to lead going into the second leg in France. And we've got to remember, okay, so Tosic leaving is a big, big setback. We are still a pretty good team, though. You know, Triantis is not as good as him, but he's still, we just saw against Dinamo, is very, very solid. And we've got a lot of quality in the team right now. So as I said, I'm more disappointed the money that we're going to potentially miss out on. But it's done now, so there's no point. We'll rebuild. We'll go again. As I said, as you can see, we are going to sign another centre back. Jakic could play back. I just feel like the guy that I showed you there, potentially that we're going to sign, 1.4 million he's got a release fee, so we could potentially sell him on for a profit anyway, because I think he's good enough to be worth quite a bit more than that. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens, but obviously it's disappointing. We've got to remember, I've got to remember anyway, Torres has a release fee as well, so we need to try and hopefully get rid of that. It's important to remember these guys wouldn't have signed for us without that release fee. It was a non-negotiable part of the contract negotiation, so we still made a profit off of Tosic. So it's, you know, again, that is important to remember. It's not like this has cost us money. We've had a very good player for a season or two, and we've made a profit on it for him. There's a ball in, and it's Rhys Williams, and the centre-backs are dominating football for us this episode, and we've taken the lead. We've got a few bookings at the back as well, which is maybe slightly concerning, but it's like Triantis all over again, just a towering header, and we know that Rhys Williams can do that for us, and that's very, very nice. Now, we haven't had as much possession as them, but they haven't done a great deal with it. Are they Jarun in disguise? You might hear singing from the terraces. Let's give them some praise. Yeah, not loving the bookings. And another one there now as well. Pretty much every defensive player on the field has got himself a yellow card. And that could be big trouble later on as the corner comes in. It's not cleared away. It comes back in towards the back post. It's 1-1. As Torres and Williams kind of yell at each other. Juntunen, for someone who has very good aerial ability, I'm going to say, and we'll get a better look at it here, should have come to claim that. He's already, he's got to come and claim that, doesn't he? So I'm going to put quite a chunk of the blame, I think, over onto the goalkeeper for that one. Even though it looks like Torres has been pinged for it with his drop in match rating there for losing the header. But 1-1 that is at half time. It's time for everyone to dig in. We could go with that. And I wonder if there's a tweak to the tactics that we could use here. Skoko playing a 6.4 end on a booking, I'm going to say is a little too much for me. Siraj can come on for him. And do we have Sithole on the bench? We do. So maybe Sithole for Jakic is a sensible one to make as well. I wonder if we lower our tempo down a little bit and don't exploit the middle. Let's see if that helps us at all as well in this second half. All right. Let's encourage them. Highlight begins. Can we win that back? We can. Siraj. Oh, gets it taken off his toes. And they've played their way in, and it is 2-1, just like that, to Rennes. Torres is not having a good game. We've got Dekic. Let's use him. Gets another booking off the field as well. I mean, he took it early. It's a good finish, but yeah. Will try and give us a fire up next time we get the chance of a shout. We've got more defending to do here. Cross comes in. Rupnik is not the best. in the air, and it is now 3-1 as we have fallen in a heap. I'm going to say that those changes at halftime didn't work, did they? Yeah. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do here? I think what we're maybe seeing is the teams that qualify for the Champions League from the bigger leagues, we're not quite at their level just yet. I mean, we've not been horribly outplayed here at all, but it's 3-1 as Gus, what are you doing, mate? I think he thinks it's time to eat. You're going to have to wait, Gus. I mean, the shots have been quite even. Avia's not having a great game. This will be our last sub, so let's get Visinton on for him. Let's get Matanovic on for him. Let's see if Big Igor can rescue something here. You feel like we would very much need to be within at least a goal of them if we're going to be able to do a second leg turnaround here. Looking a little bit anxious as well, which is not helping anybody's cause. And we're out of subs, aren't we? Oh, we do have another sub. I mean, it's almost game over at this point anyway. Let's get Ranocchia on. He seems to pop up with moments for us. Alright, can we get something back in stoppage time? If we go there a goal down, then at least we're there. And oh, it is Big Igor! And he's got us back to within a goal in stoppage time. Alright, let's tell him to focus. Ranocchia, Palumbo, Rupnik is the man that puts the cross in, and Matanovic, no one picked him up. And he just guided it inside the post. Alright, so where there's life, there's hope, and there is a little bit of life left in this one. It's a home loss, which is tough. It's difficult to go ahead and progress when you don't win your home games. But there might just be a little bit there that we've seen that maybe there's a chance, because we certainly created some chances. So, Jarun made to miss chances. If we can take those chances in the second half, and they did just have a new manager as well, so we didn't know exactly at all how they were going to play, which is not ideal. But if we can sort of take some more chances in the second leg, there is still a chance. It's obviously a long way back from here, though, isn't it? So what we'll do is we'll come back for Rennes in the second leg. If that goes well, then we'll have the first leg of the playoff. If it doesn't go well, then we'll go to Hajduk Split. They look like they're going to struggle again this season, and we'll get a first-hand look at exactly what is going wrong with them. But until then, guys, I've been Aussie Bill, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.